confused, unhappy. So everybody is getting hot. Here and there. Now only person will come out to speak about their own. Now them you go feel like say, show worst to you, Papa worst you pay hello man. Being so scared of where is Nigeria headed, people out of fear, believing that people will look okay, they are looking all right in that contraption. Out of fear of we don't know where this is headed. They stowed all they have in that place. Go and buy a visa. And they got to wherever they were going to and their family. There are many families that have become torn apart right now. Husband and wife, they've divorced. They were looking fine. They were feeding, they were living fine in Nigeria. Out of this fear and all of that, they had to jack back to Nigeria, sold everything they have in that place. Chipe, only for them to get to wherever they headed, and they ended up having to what? To break up. I say, well, if you know what Nigeria is doing to people right now, separating families, destroying lives, everybody last year. You see, they are telling you that their reform is that the reform we are doing a reform is a reform, Abi. Everybody masari to buy ish. However, here is the candidate of the SDP, Adebayo, who said these guys are not ruling. They are businessmen. They are doing business. And that is why every time they pretended that they want to solve a problem, they are actually opening shop to make more money. In this latest interview with Seun, he said, maybe it is time for Tinubu to stop blaming the past because you knew that things were actually really, really bad. So don't act and pretend that this is you just finding out. People are already rejected APC, including you, Tinubu, but you forced yourself in only for you to make it worse and then blame the past. Listen to this.
The expectations for those who understand policy and governance. Anyone will know that before you enter into governance, you must have a vision driven by good intentions. From that, you have to have a strategy. Then put up a plan. From your plan, accountability comes and focus in delivering on those vision that you have. If you look at those dynamics and those templates that I've reeled out, would you say that this government has a clear-cut vision? Do they have good intentions? Because in that way, a lot of people would say they met a lot of rot on the ground. Things were terrible. But look, if we judge this government based on what has been met on the ground, there are those who believe that even if your likes had won the election, you would have experienced a horrible, terrible situation on the ground. Economy was in shambles. Insecurity was a major problem. Whichever person had won the election, a lot of analysts said would have met a lot of problems and challenges on the ground. But based on the initial concept of the mind of any leader getting into power, the vision and the intentions, would you say the vision and intention of the Tinubu leadership is in the right place?
All I can say is a fact that when you are elected into an office, you meet what you meet there. But if you study very well before you come in, you can almost predict what you will meet. Like now, if it pleases God and they want to replace Tinubu administration in 2027, we already know what they are doing. We know what we are likely to meet there. So the level of surprise should not be that radical. You should know what you're meeting. You are watching a match and it's halftime and your team is 3 goals down. You already know. You've been watching the match. So it's not when you take over as a coach that you discover that you're 3 goals down, because you've been watching the match from the beginning of the match. You know you're 3 goals down. Then what do you do next? Do you remove the goalkeeper, who actually is the best player there? Do you remove the captain of the team? Do you change the form? So the moment you take over, you should stop talking about the fact that you were 3 goals down. You start to be accountable for the action you took when you took over, because subsequently you met 3 goals down when you came in, but since you came in, you have considered 5 goals. So you cannot be complaining about the 3 goals you met on the ground. President Tinubu, from our assessment of him, He is very sincere. However, he's sincerely wrong in the approach he has used so far.
Okay, let's take it one after the other. You think that he has good intention and is sincere, but
Yes.
he has a wrong approach.
That's correct. There are 3 errors. Number 1 error is that he wanted to do fiscal management, which you have to do in government. He wanted to do fiscal reform, which is to say, I don't like the idea that government is spending so much money on certain things like subsidy, petroleum subsidy, like funding, try to defend the naira by actually throwing your money at it. And that was causing a lot of deficit in the government financing, which deficit was also creating monetary problem. So what did he do? He removed the subsidy in a manner in which factor costs started rising, inflation started rising, creating problem for the central bank on how to manage inflation and foreign exchange. Now, at the same time, it's still running deficit anyway. So you see the problem. So it caused ripples in the larger economy, but the original problem he wanted to solve, he still hasn't solved it. All the money saved in the name of subsidy removal, all the money disappeared. He's still having to borrow more. So now the money diverted from subsidy has not raised employment in the economy. So there's no way you could say, oh, since they came, employment numbers have become more positive. So that's why I said the approach he took is wrong. Then if you look at the system he wants to run, which is a neoliberal system which he has the right to run, he has the mandate to do what he wants to do because he's doing exactly what he said he was going to do when he was campaigning. The problem is that the way he has set up his economic team, there's no sign that they are proactive. They are only reacting to the consequences of their earlier actions. So they are perpetually defending, perpetually behind. So the economic team is not nimble enough, it's not sharp enough. Even if he doesn't go outside his party to look for people to run the economic team, within his party, he has enough talent there. Along that, they are within the rubric of their own belief. He has not used even the best of the APC people. So, and you will see in a few places where he got the appointment right, you will see that within the same milieu. Let me give you an example that will tell you that the story of what I met on the ground is not a valid thing to say. Imagine if Wike had been saying, oh, I met the FCT, no street light, the roads are... He's not saying that. He goes straight to the business and he's doing it and you can see it. So, you look at the guy in the interior. He didn't say, oh, what I met on the ground. Oh, millions of passports, backlog, all of that. He's not doing that. So every time you watch the TV, where do you see President Tinubu go? He goes to FCT to open one road. He goes to Sauka or somewhere in the Ministry of Interior to do one technological system or the other. So imagine if he was doing that in marine and blue economy. If he was doing that in agriculture.
Does that economy does that ministry?
No, they're just singing blues there right now. So if he goes there and do something like that in agriculture, the first minister he shows was quarreling with children that they were going to school too early, age of 18 and all of that. There's a lot of money in the education sector. A lot of money there that could have been used to transform university, create employment, expand the faculty. They don't do any of those things. So that's why I'm saying that the president himself, I understand his vision. I don't agree with it, but I understand him. What he is trying to do is that I will soften the Nigerian economy and I will get Nigerians used to a bit of suffering. And I will soften the economy, then foreign investment will come by way of foreign direct investment. But none of that has happened. And what it has to happen is that the environment is not macroeconomically stable enough for foreign investors to look at how local investors are reacting. I have money in my pocket, and I'm watching President Tinubu's budget. I haven't seen anything in this year's budget that suggests to me that I should bring that little money in my pocket and risk it in the economy. Therefore, my partner, who is in China, Indonesia, anywhere, or USA, will also be more skeptical. So what I want us to understand is that they should stop talking about what they met on the ground. Apart from the fact that their party has been in power for 9 years, but I don't want to go into politics, they should stop talking about what they met on the ground, because what they met on the ground is what they used to campaign. They knew what they would meet on the ground. So there's no excuse about it.
So softening the ground, I've been adding the ground, I've been adding the land, whatever it is. I strongly believe that for everything that you are witnessing in that contraption, it's no coincidence. No coincidence. It's all intentional and deliberate. Yes, he's right that Tinubu was told that if he made this policy, if he made that policy, especially remove subsidy on electricity, remove subsidy on petroleum, remove this and that, it will attract, it will free some money. And at the same time, you can use that money, invest that money in some critical infrastructure. And then this would attract foreign investor. Papa, Tinubu is a drug dealer. That is all the world needs to know. The only people that want to do business with that contraption are the money lenders, money changers, blood money movers. You understand what that means? Anyone who makes their money legitimately, or you are holding legitimate money on behalf of people, you will not take it to Nigeria. It is a very simple, straightforward thing. The number one demarketer of that contraption, Tinubu, he has traveled to over 23, he has left Nigeria 23 times. Do you know that? Yeah, he has left Nigeria 23 times in the last 20 months. He has not attracted up to $100 million investment. I'm talking about not this promissory note. They said they will come and invest 14 billion. They will come and invest 5 billion. The Brazilian that said they were coming to, you remember that one the last time? G20, I've been at G7. The ones that they said were coming to invest $5 billion in agriculture. They will open agriculture center in 774 local government area of Nigeria. That's what they told you, didn't they? Promissory notes. The only people giving Tinubu money in IMF and World Bank at the Afrexim Bank, AFDB2. Loan sharks. The ones that are telling him to continue to devalue the naira. Float it. Yeah. These are the only people giving him money. Who go kind of invest money in a drug dealer's economy? Do you know that even Tinubu is now saying that they will begin to tax illicit fund or drug? Yeah, they will pay tax. That's part of their tax reform, by the way. If you're a drug dealer, you should not worry. In Tinubu's time, once you pay tax, don't worry. Illicit money, that's what they said. We will begin to tax illicit money, drug money. Because what really matters is that shall pay tax. If you pay tax, whatever business you are doing, no really matter. The only problem, they say, if you are not paying them taxes, that is when they will come for you. If you are a drug dealer, heroin trafficker, just go and pick the form. Say you will pay tax. You think it's funny? It's not funny. They said it. We will tax all illicit fund. If you're a public official that is a looter, shall pay tax and enjoy your loot. The number one demarketer for that contraption at Tinubu, the druggie, Nigeria shori completely. The longer he is there, the tougher it's going to be. But make everybody they speak English. Here you get, they're doing a reform. They're doing a reform. I've just been told right now, the Arise Television, Arise TV, that went to back in Ladi, back in Gwari, in Kaduna, that peace has now returned. Now we have just received the report that 15 worshippers have been kidnapped in Kaduna today from their church. I'll give you the details on that later anyway. 15 people have been kidnapped today by the repentant terrorists. in Kaduna. Lies, propagandas, they don't run a country. They don't fix a country. So you will need, if you tell a lie right now, you are going to need extra 2 lies to cover the lies you have told today. So by tomorrow, so then you see that 2 lies you are going to use to cover the 1 lie that you told today. By tomorrow, you're going to need another extra 4 lies or 6 lies to cover the whole 3 lies. That's how it goes on and on and on and on and on and on. And you know them, the more they repeat a lie, the more they start believing it. They will repeat the lies again and again and again. And then boom, they'll start believing it. That's what makes them dangerous. Very dangerous people. Like they believe that the more they repeat a lie, the more they repeat the lies, repeat it, then the more it's going to become the truth. But I know life no dey work like that. And that is why the supposed minister of youth, youth minister. Do you know who your minister of youth is? I've been a youth minister, Nigeria. He's a Seun Tinubu's spokesman, by the way. According to him, Seun Tinubu has an experience. His father was the former governor of Lagos. His father is now the president of the contraption. This both, experience for Seun Tinubu to become the governor of Lagos State. Listen to that.
So you and Seun, you are very close.
I'm close to him. He's my brother. He's my leader. He's my mentor. I look up to him.
You hear that he's probably been touted to be governor of Lagos State.
Everybody says whatever they like, actually. So everybody has everybody have tendency to become whatever he wants to become. But when it goes to political distance, everybody says what you like. When you are, this is what I've understood too. When you are outside there, and when you're popular, or you have one or two things to do, people will say a lot of things about you.
So you don't think that Seun himself is the one that is engineering that?
He's not. No. What if is he young? Is he too young to become a governor? He's not too young to become a governor. That's the truth.
So Seun can actually be the next governor of Lagos State.
He's qualified to become anything. He's a well-trained young man that built
a father being a president, a son being a governor.
That has built a lot of young people, massive young people. Even when his father is not the president, we've seen president's son, we've seen governor's sons, we've seen everybody enjoys the life, we see them and all that. This is the first time we're having it so different. That's the truth.
What is different about Seun?
The difference is that he pays a way for you to grow. He pays a way for you to grow.
So he's
not sitting down inside the sitting room enjoying life alone or with his friends in America and every other places in the world. But he's there doing the work himself. Wants to see how things can go differently to the young people.
So you and Seun, you are very close.
You hear that? That's a minister. Yeah, that's a minister for youth under Tinubu. You'll be hearing things like Tinubu made a lot of people. You know what they mean by that? Yeah, if you want to become, you know how many people that through Tinubu, they became senators. They became governors. Do you know how many people that got political appointments? That's what they are saying. That's what they mean by he made people. And according to that dunderhead, that mofo, that's the same thing, the attribute of Seun Tinubu. He has made a lot of people. He's somebody who wants you to grow. You know, he's somebody who wants you to grow. Yeah, so that you can get political appointments. But when it now comes to what are the track records of those who have become governors, who have become this and that, on the lives of the people they led, go and check it. The people they led became poorer, wretched, while they themselves became richer. So you have to hold them. You hold the father, you hold the son. You know, it can't be like Trinity. Say you hold the father, you hold the mother, you hold the son. In the name of the father, in the name of the mother, and in the name of the son. Apologies to my Christian people. I don't mean to get an idea of what I'm trying to say. Because these people actually, they don't have any God, they don't have any religion, they worship these men. And they hold their survivor from poverty to these guys for life. Because the more they become something, there is a chance for them to be rewarded. That is what they worship in that contraption. That's why I wonder, some of them are like, go show us all the people that Peter Obi made. It's like, what do you mean? Show us all the people that work with Peter Obi and they become something in life. Like, what do you mean by become something? Like they became governors or what have you, like as a godfather of the thing. But what about the people's lives that kind of was like impacted, kind of, right? You leave that one. How many people that follow Peter Obi are still relevant today in politics? So it's like, okay, relevant, you mean like they are still like running about, living off the system, right? That's what the likes of Tinubu, that's their criteria. Tinubu made a lot of people. What that simply means is that he was able to, make a lot of stooges who have taken advantage of the same people they are supposed to be actually like serving. And that's the qualification. That's all you need. Oh, talking about Obi, he also said this to the obedient. All of you should come. Let us work together and fix Nigeria. Obedient, this one is for you.
So yeah, you'll be talking to the obedient.
Sure.
So you want the obedient to come on stream?
I want them to come and let's build this country together. They have
Do you think
brain.
they will?
They have the brain, right? And that is what we appreciate. And that is what you see us doing on Twitter and XSpace and all that. We have intellectual capacity to drive things. The way we drive it on the social platforms, let us come and drive our country. We have an open ministry now. We have a ministry that belongs to us. Not because of political party. Not because of you are Habga. Not because you are in this agency. Not because you are Obi, and whatever you are supporting. Even Asiwaju himself, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you can see him, is one of the presidents that is demonstrating what I call not partisan government. And that is why you see a lot of people, you see a lot of them in this government, not even in this government. We engage them. He said it when he was in Enugu. He said, I don't know your party. I don't even know where you belong to. But in as much you are doing better and you are doing great things for the people. And that is why I also said that this collaboration is also from the grassroots, from the local government autonomy. When we get it right, so fine, then to the state and to the federal. The federal government cannot do all. So we call on everybody. I'm approaching. In fact, when I have their numbers, I will reach out to them. And that's one thing about me that I've been doing. Even if I don't pick your call, chat me, I will answer you. I will respond to you. When you bring something on the table that makes sense, I will not give you my number. The ones I can do, I will do. The ones I can do, I will not do, because you cannot satisfy everybody. That's the human nature.
So yeah, you'll be talking to the